Supporters were upset that King wasn't there for Kaiser's first day of school and that Dwayne was paying for Kaiser's school supplies. Laina did respond.
I hope you guys pray to God and ask him to remove all the hatred in your heart for people that you really don't know, for people that you don't know what happened behind closed doors, for people that you don't know what they do for other people, because it's just not your business and not everything has to be recorded and broadcasted. So I think you should really ask God to take that quality out of you, because as a human being, it's not okay. Mentally, it's not okay to sit there and hate on somebody that you've never met. And quite frankly, you just don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know what somebody is doing for the other person. You really don't. So it's really good to just mind your business, keep your mouth shut, and worry about yourself and go outside and breathe some fresh air and pray to God and touch some grass and really, worry about your own business. Worry about your own business.
Oh man. I think what upsets me so much about Lena is that she's always telling people to mind their business. She's always telling people to worry about their own business and go touch grass and go make a meal and go do this and go do that. But you don't mind your own business. And that's what kind of pisses me off. And I'm gonna just give you a little bit of advice. Speak about the business and the kids that are in your possession, because that's what pisses me off about this whole situation. Y'all could go back and forth with Nique all y'all want, do all the back and forth, all the receipts, all that bullshit. But when a kid starts being neglected and a kid starts not wanting to be in your vicinity and a kid starts not wanting to be around you and the kids, and not to say that Kaiser doesn't want to be around you, but it pisses me off every time Nique comes with receipts on this platform and the response is, oh, well, we didn't know Kaiser needed this, or they didn't tell us that they needed help with a birthday party, or they didn't tell us this, or they didn't tell us that. And what pisses me off about that whole situation is that King as a father, aka Splain as a father should be like, okay, well, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. It should never have to be asked of you. What is giving is that if it is not something that's required, you're not doing shit. And that's the problem. It feels like if Nick is not saying, hey, Splain, Kaiser needs X, Y, and Z, Kaiser's not getting shit from Splain. That's the problem. And no matter how the narrative is spun on social media, no matter what's being done in the background, no matter what the communication is in the background, when you come to social media and you're like, oh, well, we don't know what's going on in the background and everything is not gonna be recorded. Everything is not gonna be explained. We're not gonna come and address things that we don't have to come and address. But when Nique comes with receipts saying what you didn't do, there's always an excuse behind it saying, oh, well, we didn't know, or they never told us. King has 3 kids: Kaiser, Olenia, and Ocean. Ocean and Olenia should not be the only priority. There's 3 kids. And I get it. And I think that's what pisses me off sometimes with Latin women. I'm Latina too. I'm Puerto Rican. What pisses me off about Latinas is that they think that when they have babies with a man, and not to say that this is your mindset, but they think that when they have babies with a man, that their kids is the only kids that matter. And that's not the case. And it should never be the case. So you want to come and you want to come on social media and say, oh, my man, my man, my man, but you're trying to back up a man and his piss poor ass behavior as a father. Because if it's not required of him to take care of Kaiser, he's not. Right now, y'all in Thailand for a whole month or 4 weeks, so that's a month, or 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever. And Kaiser's not seeing his dad that long. King's not paying for haircuts. King's not buying him clothes. Because all of this has been brought to social media, right? All of this receipts. Oh, I asked King to buy Kaiser some clothes. That way he could come back with some clothes because he's growing out of clothes. That's both of you guys' responsibility. So when you come on social media talking about my man, my man, my man, and you're trying to be the better woman and you're trying to be the better option is supposed to be, okay, whatever my man is lacking when it comes to these kids, I need to be picking that up. Because that's what's going to happen when y'all get married. When y'all get married and Nick gets tired of this shit and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go and put Splain on child support. Guess what? If Splain does not have that money, baby, you're gonna have to be paying that. So, like, that's what I get upset about. Like, this goes far beyond all the bickering back and forth on social media with who did this and who did that and all the receipts. What it comes down to is that child feeling neglected, that child feeling like he's not loved the same, that child feeling like he doesn't have the same priority to his dad as the other kids. And mentally, that fucks kids up. Oh, well, I'm not good enough for my dad to want to be around me. I'm not good enough for my dad to want to be buying me stuff. I'm not good enough for my dad to contribute to my birthday parties. I'm not good enough. Like, you have to think about all that shit. Like, everything is not about materialistic shit and financial shit. You have to think about what it's doing to that child emotionally, what it's doing to that child mentally, and eventually these kids are going to grow up and they're going to be human adults. And you don't want these kids to be fucked up because of all the bullshit y'all got going back and forth. And I hate to be so emotional about it, but like, I love kids a lot. I have a son of my own, and these kids are only going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 one time. We're all getting older. And I get it. These kids are going through life for the first time, and y'all are going through parenthood for the first time. And I get it. King and Nique is not together no more. King and Laina is now together and they have their own kids. And I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot taking care of 3 kids. Hell, it's a lot taking care of 1 kid. But that's the job that he signed up for as a father. And you can't, my man, my man, my man, and not pick up his slack. You can't, my man, my man, my man, and not hold him accountable for the role that he's playing to his son. Because Kaiser is only going to be 5, 6. I don't know how old he is exactly, but he's only going to be that age one time. Laina, it's important for you to learn when to choose your battles. And that's why I get so upset again. Because you're talking about a child that is not yours. You're talking about a relationship with a child that is not yours. You're talking about business that is not yours. Let Nique and King figure out whatever it is and keep your fucking mouth shut, bro. Keep your mouth shut. Because all that's happening is you coming on this social media. If King ain't saying shit, you shouldn't be saying nothing. It's not your place. That's not your child. I could see if this was Olenia. I could see if this was Ocean. This is not your child. Let these two co-parents co-parent how they need to co-parent without you having shit to say. Because what's going to happen is if you and King break up and he decides to go and have a baby with somebody else, you're going to be in the same situation. If you get married to King And Nick decides, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of doing everything by myself. I'm tired of Dwayne having to step in and do whatever. I'm gonna take King to child support. If King don't have that money for child support, you're gonna have to pay for it. So you need to be mindful of where to choose your battles and how to choose them. And that's just Latina to Latina. You're not better than anyone else until you do better than everyone else. We're all the same and we all have the same fight. As mothers, we're all the same. And your kids are no more important than Kaiser is. And just because you are with King and King takes care of your daughters the way he's supposed to, that doesn't mean that Kaiser shouldn't have his father and have access to his father and be able to be with his father and have that bond with his father. Because King saying, "Oh, I can't drive an hour back and an hour forth or whatever." Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices when it comes to your kid, no matter what the relationship or the turmoil is with the other parent. None of that should trump your relationship with your child. No other children, no matter how many children you have, is more important. They all need to be on the same wavelength. They all need to have the same shit. And if he can't do it, you need to be the one to do it. There should be no reason why y'all having an engagement party and, oh, Kaiser don't have an outfit. Can you bring Kaiser an outfit? When King went and picked out his outfit, he should have made sure Kaiser was good. If y'all was just pulling clothes out the closet, why Kaiser didn't have nothing in his closet to pull out? Y'all could have made outfits go together, even if it wasn't formal. Like, come on. That's why I'm so upset, because this child is being the last priority. I don't want to say he's being neglected, but he's the end of the list. Right now, King is all the way in Thailand. Sure, Dwayne don't have to spend his money on Kaiser, but he does. But anything that Dwayne spends his money on for Kaiser should be an addition to, not because his dad didn't do it. Dwayne shouldn't have to be paying for birthday parties because his dad didn't do it. Like, come on. Like, you coming on this social media talking about, oh, mind your business, put your feet in the grass, go cook a meal or whatever, but you're making excuses for King. Just because he's a good father to your kids doesn't mean that he don't have to be a good father to Kaiser. And I'm not saying that he's not a good father, because at the end of the day, we don't know. But when Nique comes to this social media platform with receipts, and y'all come to this social media platform talking about, oh yeah, well, we didn't know, we'll take accountability for that. How you don't know? Kaiser is a part of King. It should never be, I don't know. It should be, I'm going to do it because he's my son. It should be, I don't give a fuck if he got extra pants, socks, shirts, pencils. I'm just gonna make sure he got extra because that's my son. Before y'all went to Thailand, y'all should have made sure y'all had a vacation or whatever with Kaiser. Like, y'all putting so much emphasis on your little family and you're leaving Kaiser out, and that's what the social media is seeing. We're seeing every time y'all do something sweet, every time y'all do photo shoots, every time y'all do engagement parties, every time y'all do whatever, Kaiser is being left out. And that's why we're so upset. That's why I'm upset. So, like I said, a little bit of advice to Laina: close your mouth. That's all I'm gonna say. Close your mouth and choose the battles that are meant for you to battle. When it comes to Kaiser, that is not your business. Even if you get married, that's not your business. Yeah, I get that's your man and you want to stand 10 toes down and all of that, but stand 10 toes down and do what your man is supposed to do for that child. Stand 10 toes down and make sure Kaiser got extra clothes. Stand 10 toes down and make sure he got 15 pencils. I don't give a fuck. But when you're going to stand 10 toes down behind your man and his bullshit, make sure that you're willing to pick up the slack. That's all I'm going to say. King, when it comes to Kaiser, please, bro, do your due diligence as a man. As a man, make sure that your son is good. As a man, make sure that you're emotionally available for your son. Make sure that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Make sure that you're doing all that shit for your son. Because when he grows up and he's a man and he has a baby of his own, all of that shit is gonna matter, bro. And you don't ever want to ever be in a position where your kid is lacking as an adult because you didn't provide what you needed to emotionally. So that's all I'm gonna say. Nique, baby, keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? I know that all three of y'all are young. I'm older. I'm 36. I know all of y'all are young. And I know all of y'all are going through parenting for the first time. And all these kids are going through childhood for the first time. But they are only going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 one time. And you need to be making sure that you're creating those bonds. You need to make sure that you're filling those emotional cups, those mental cups, those spiritual cups. You need to be making sure that you are helping these kids thrive the best way they can. And a part of doing that is making sure that all of y'all are on the same page. It shouldn't be the constant back and forth with, oh, well, Nique comes to social media and King and Laina comes to social media. It shouldn't be all of that. Keep that shit off the internet, bro. Because all these kids are growing up and they're going to see it. Whatever you post on the internet lasts forever. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to just end it here. I'm not even going to react to the whole Carmen and Maddie thing. If you guys want more of the Carmen and Maddie and Corey thing, please leave the links down in the description below and I will react to it if you want me to. But I don't really have the mental capacity for that. And Maddie looked like she a little loony bin. But I can tell she got some sense to her, but it's something off. But I'm just gonna end it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace.